it is book haul time. It is the end of the month. I have purchased books, and now I'm here today to show them to you. So let's do this thing. Hi everyone, it is Sam, and today, as I said in my intro, I am here to do my August book haul. I have purchased a few books, some of which I have already read, one I am currently reading, and now I can share them with you guys. So the first book that I got this month, and it's one that I'm currently reading, is Uprooted by Naomi Novik. This is a fantasy novel that is kind of like a fairy tale retelling. Definitely Beauty and the Beast influenced, and some other fairy tales are mixed in, but it's done really well. So far, I'm quite enjoying it. I really like the main protagonist so far, and it's just been a pretty intriguing, fast-paced story, and I'm hoping to finish it by this weekend. So there is that. But yes, I picked up this book. I also really like the American cover. I like the UK cover, but I also actually really enjoy the American one because it looks like a woodcut, and I just think it looks kind of cool. Plus, I don't have any yellow books. Now I do. No, wait, I lied. I do have a yellow book. I see it over here. Never mind. The next two books should really come not as any surprise to you guys if you follow my channel this past year. But the first one is Fool's Fate by Robin Hobb. Yes, another Robin Hobb book. Trying to get all of her books. I've actually have read all but the last two series, and the last one doesn't even have the third book out yet. So I would definitely be reading all of her books this year, which I'm very excited about. But I picked up Fool's Fate, which is the third book in the Tawny Man trilogy. I just finished it on Tuesday, and this is the best book I have ever read. All I have to say is it is worth reading all of Robin Hobb's books just to get to this one. It was freaking amazing. I have never cried so much in a book, ever. And it was just beautiful. You will hear more about this when I do my review of this series, but suffice it to say this is one of the best books I've ever read. It was just beautiful and fabulous, and all the feels. All the feels were felt. The next book I got was another Robin Hobb one, and that is Dragon Haven. This is the second book in the Rain Wilds Chronicles, which is the series after the Tawny Man trilogy, and one I'll be starting next week. I got book one, Dragon Keeper, last month. Picked up book two. This one is actually a 4-book series, so I still need to get the other two, which I will be doing, and I cannot wait to do so. I can't wait to get into reading it. I feel really sad when I'm not in that world again, just because I love her writing, and I love the characters, and I'm so emotionally invested in the series, so I cannot wait to start this next series. So I'm very excited to now have the first two, and I anticipate getting the next two very soon because I'm gonna need them. At the rate that I'm reading Robin Hobb, I'm going to need them soon. The next book I got actually came from a coworker, and it is an author that is new to me, and it is Dreams Underfoot by Charles de Lint. This is actually a short story collection. I have never heard of him before, but my coworker loves him as one of his favorite authors, and he is a fantasy author, and this is a short story collection that takes place in a fictionalized town in the Pacific Northwest. So there's a lot of fantasy elements, fantasy characters, and he said it's really good. So I hope to get to this one pretty soon and start reading some of the short stories in here, and it has that really good old book smell. I love that smell. Gotta love old books. The next three books are part of a collection that came out last year, and I was eyeballing for the longest time, but I really didn't want to pay full price. And thank goodness for Amazon's Marketplace, because I found them all for $4. So that is Penguin's Christmas Classics Collection. As you guys know, if you follow my channel for a while, you will know that I absolutely love Christmas. It is my favorite time of the year. I live for Christmas. It just makes me feel so happy and at peace, and I just love it to death. So of course I wanted to eventually get Penguin's Christmas Classics collection. So I got 3 of them. There is one coming out this year, and there's another one I don't have, but I don't know if I want to get it yet because it's a Nutcracker, and I've never really been a fan of that story, but we shall see. So the first one that I got is The Night Before Christmas by Nikolai Gogol, I think, and I love the cover on this one. I think this one's my favorite cover. It has they all have cardinals on them, but I like this one. It takes place at night, and you can see the stars, and the branches are all shiny. And then the other one I got was A Merry Christmas and Other Stories by Louisa May Alcott. This is my second favorite cover of the ones I have. Love Louisa May Alcott, love her Little Woman series, and now I didn't even know she had some Christmas stories, so now I can read them, and I can't wait to do so. And the last one that I got is Christmas at Thompson Hall and Other Christmas Stories by Anthony Trollope. This is an author I've never even heard of before, so I'm excited to see how I like his writing, plus Christmas. So there you go. I anticipate reading all of these starting in November, I am thinking. And now the last 2 books I have here, I have shown in another video, but I'm just going to show them now because this is my book haul. Very excited about them. Very, very excited. So I made a trip to Barnes & Noble, and if you guys are familiar with Barnes & Noble, you will know that Barnes & Noble comes out with these leather-bound classics or leather-bound editions. They're not always classics. And they're usually bargain books, so they're anywhere from $12 to $20, and they're usually really, really nicely done. I have great expectations in a fairy tale book in these editions, and I love them so much. And so they came out with some new ones this past month, and I got them. And the first one is Doctor Who short story collection. It has The Silent Stars Goodbye and Touched by an Angel. As you guys can tell, I'm obsessed with Doctor Who, so when I saw that they came out with this, I had to get it. It looks like a TARDIS, the cover does, and it has the Time Lord writing all over it, so the spine looks like this, and the back, and then the pages are gilded, and it has a bookmark, and oh. So I had to get this as soon as I knew it came out. I think it was Sue's channel, which I'll link down below. She put it on her channel because she's also a Doctor Who fan, and I'm like, oh, I need that in my life. So I'm excited to read it, and I'm really excited for the new season to be starting next month. Yes, I'm very excited to have these two stories. I believe they are both Matt Smith stories, so Doctor Number 11 stories, and I can't wait to see how I like them. Plus, it's so shiny. So the other one they came out with, I was also very excited. As you guys know, I love Arthurian literature. I love Arthurian retellings. I've read some of the original stories, but not all of them, and they just came out with their own version of Morte dArthur by Sir Thomas Malory. This was put together by Sir Thomas Malory. He wrote out all of the legends as they were known at the time and put them in one volume. He wrote it in prison, fun fact. So they now have their own edition, Barnes & Noble, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I finally have my own edition, which I'm very excited about because I've never owned my own copy, and now I have it, and I can read it at my leisure, which makes me very excited. Plus, the book is just gorgeous itself. I think we should just take a moment to look at it. Patrice Kaplan did the cover, and I have to say she did a very good job. As you can see, it has like this little plaque right here, and it has, you know, I'm sure Lancelot and Guinevere by the looks of it, and then it has all the scroll work, and the spine looks like this, and then the back looks like this. Also, I noticed that there's illustrations in here, which I thought was pretty cool. Like the books have illustrations that look like this, and then there's actual illustrations inside the text itself, which I think is pretty cool, which you can see right there. So I had to get it because I always wanted my own edition of Morte dArthur, and I've been waiting for a copy that I would really, really love, and I really, really like this edition. So I'm very happy to have it in my collection. Yay, my own copy. Alright guys, that is it for my August book haul. Let me know down in the comments if you have read any of these or if you have any questions about them, and I'll try to answer. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, happy reading. Bye!